A very good evening to you, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are joining us from. And you are warmly welcome to the Power Impact Series show, proudly brought to you by the African Season Speakers Network, where we influence the next generation of Africans. And then that's that matter, influence the next generation of young people wherever you can find yourself in the world. My name is Ambassador Benjamin Ozuanza, and it is always a lovely and a wonderful time having you here on the Power Impact Series show. This show is being made possible by Heart Charger. And then others that are coming up whilst we show them all during the show. Today is going to be a wonderful day for us, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy yourself today. You're going to learn a lot of wisdom nuggets from the show because in our studio is a wonderful guest that you want to love to listen to over and over again. And hey, it's going to be a wonderful day. Were you here last week? Did you enjoy last week's program? If you did, yeah. Let's get into the chat area and let's push up some stuff in there. What were the hashtags you took from last week? And what are the hashtags you expected to have from today's show? It's going to be a wonderful thing. So let's do it this way. Let's get into the chat area. Let us know who is online with us. Let us know who is joining us. Let us know who is around with us, and let the vibe keep flowing. Let me know where you are joining or connecting us from. Share with us where you're connecting us from. Let us know your name and where you're connecting us from. And then from there, we keep zooming to our discussions for today. Get on board today. Don't just be an audience. Just sit today. Be part of the discussion because it's a wonderful topic we are going to discuss today. So before we do that, we want to just quickly take our first commercial break, and right after that, we'll do the introduction of our guest, and then from there, we hit. So stick around, share the page, let others also come and join what we're going to discuss today.
Need a spark to kickstart your innovation? Looking for thought and talks to get things moving? Wondering how to navigate a future full of change and uncertainty? With the eye-opening stories of digital disruption, extreme customer centricity, organizational innovation, and global shift, our collective of speakers, MCs, and moderators will shift your perspective. Meet our speakers. For booking and interviews, contact us on 0246 054092 or send us a mail info.abscessnet@gmail.com. You can also follow us on all social media channels at AbscessNet Global, African Seasoned Speakers Network, influencing the next generation of Africans.
Influencing the next generation of Africans, we are on the Power Impact Series show. Kindly share the link so others can also join us. Share the link so that people can join us. And also get into the chat area. Let us know who is online with us. Let us know who is connecting with us. And let's keep the vibe rolling and flowing. And it's going to be a very good time today on the Power Impact Series show. Right, so we're going to just do an introduction of of our guest today. Like the page, share the page, let others also join, and let's have a wonderful time today. Right, so who is in here? Okay, I have Bob Baden in here. He said, I am here. Oh, yes, I can see that you are here. So, Bob, share the page. Let others also join. Who is in there too? Bob, what are you saying? What is Bob saying again? Bob says what? Watching with my wife inside Soul Home all the way in Ghana. Thank you so much, Bob and the wife, and thank you for joining us. Let's share the page. Let others also join. Okay. Right, but now we are going to introduce to us our special guest for today. All right, so here we go. I like to say that I am someone life has given many reasons to give up. Yet, I chose not to. From growing up away from my immediate family because my parents were separated and my mom couldn't shoulder the responsibility of caring for 9 children. Yeah, you heard me right, 9 children. Not losing and then losing my mom at the age of 8. It should be the toughest thing I have had to deal with, and that fostered my tenacity. I'm the last of 9 children, but because of what happened, I became the first child of my auntie who adopted me fully after the death of my mom. I didn't have everyone, or I didn't have every one of my textbooks made available, but I graduated as the best student in my class in high school. I had to wait a year before applying for college. In that 1 year, I became computer literate. I studied applied biochemistry at Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Akowa, Nigeria. My Nigerian people, forgive me, but come into the chat area, let me know the right pronunciation of it. I graduated with 2.1 and a top 5 in my class. My 1 year of youth service saw me volunteering for SDGs. I experienced a lot of limitations and managed to scale through the 1 year unscattered. I am a tough person. Oh, yes, she is a tough person. Several months of job seeking pushed me into administrative roles, and subsequently, my desire to get into the online space and do better for myself. In 1 year, I have grown so much in learning and having gained employable skills. But I chose to be a freelancer because I love to have a level of control over my time. I am now a copywriter with an interest in helping CEOs and founders of small and large businesses increase their revenue twice what they did in the past month. I'm very much interested in sales and marketing, women empowerment, and climate change. I have seen people stop their journey halfway because of the very many obstructions they have had to deal with. I need people to read about me and find reasons to stay motivated. I have 2 children and a home to run to, but I am not letting any of that deter me. I wasn't born with a silver spoon, but I am making one for myself and several other people that depend on me. I have a simple philosophy in life, and this is her philosophy in life. If you do not try, how do you know it won't work? Question mark. I need someone to pick that and run with it. You are no more limited than you limit yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are ready, just as I am ready, and for the very first time on the Power Impact series, is no other person than the one with that philosophy, which says, if you do not try, how do you know it won't work? Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome to the Power Impact series platform for the very first time, Madame Lucy Ndubuisi, all the way from Lagos, Nigeria.
Hi.
How are you doing, Lucy?
Hello, Benjamin. I'm fine. I'm fine. How are
You should be
you?
fine. You should be fine. You
Right.
really got a tough skin. 9
Right.
children.
Hmm.
You are the 8th. Oh wow.
No, I'm the ninth. I'm
You
actually
are
the
the 9th.
ninth.
So you are the
Mhm.
last born.
Yeah, I'm the last born. I'm the last child.
Oh, then we're going to pamper you this week.
You know,
We're
why
going to
growing up
pamper
I
you.
thought, yeah, why growing up I thought I was going to have everything as the last child. So I had this entitlement, this sense of entitlement. But then when reality struck, I knew I had to
Hmm.
run my race.
You have to run and pamper yourself.
uh,
Wow, wow,
yeah.
wow. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. But how's Lagos? How's Lagos? Tell us something about Lagos.
Lagos is fine. Lagos is sunny. Lagos is busy.
Ah, bustling, a tough time, a tough town where you find yourself in. Wow, that's good. Yeah, we love that Nigerian spirit, and especially when you're in Lagos. Yeah, you if you don't even have it, someone will have to borrow it to use it.
You either buy or you borrow.
Either buy or you borrow. Wow, wow, that's good. That's good. That's good. All right, so we read a lot about you, or we just read some about you, but you
Okay.
are here today. We want to hear from you. Who is Lucy Ndubuisi?
Hmm. This Ndubuisi is. She's just a simple human trying to figure out things. I'm still figuring, like, we don't have it all figured out. So
Okay.
at one stage in your life you're still trying to figure out things. So I don't know who will say that I've have it all figured out. I guess figuring out things and learning stops when you're dead. So once you're alive, you just have to keep learning. You have to keep finding out things. You need to keep seeking new ways to develop
Mhm.
yourself and seeking for things that work out. So yeah, after the lockdown, it was during the lockdown. I was pregnant for my first child during the lockdown,
So
and
it's a coming baby.
right, right. So during that period, I was just home and I didn't know what next to do because I was just we just had to stop working all of a sudden. Although I was planning to resign, and even while planning to resign, I wasn't making any plans. I didn't know what to do next. I
Okay.
just knew I was going to become a mom, but what do I do after giving birth? Like, where do I start from? What do I do? I was clueless. That's the reality. And then 3 months after childbirth, it hits me. Like, I almost fell into depression. I was frustrated. I was like, what's happening? Is this how I'm going to be? Is this what it's about? Like, just stay home, carry child, then cook, take care of the house, breastfeed
Okay.
baby, wash, and the life was becoming very unbearable for me. And I'm someone that loves to work. I love to I love to work. Like, I love to sort my bills. Like, I've never been totally dependent on somebody. So when I found myself in that situation, I was like, no, I can't deal completely with this. And even if I have everything provided, at least I still need to be sure that yes, I'm contributing, no matter how tiny, no matter how small. Yeah. And then I moved into learning how to bake. I became a baker, and then I found out that the online space is where I want to be.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to go out looking for jobs. I don't want to have to jump Lagos bus, because that's one of the toughest things people do in Lagos. You wake up by 3 a.m., you get to walk around, you leave your house 4 a.m., 5 a.m., you probably get to walk around 8 a.m., and then you return to the house, say 12 midnight,
Mm.
and you sleep for just 2 hours, 3 hours, and then you are off. That's not life. So when, when I realized that people can make living online, I
Okay.
said, yeah, this is for me. This is for me. And Along the line, I realized that yes, there are several people struggling with this. Motherhood is tough, is really tough for, especially for young people these days. I've had people come to me and they're like, Lucy, I see you're doing well, you've gotten into this online space. Please, how do I? And sometimes when you tell them what to do, and they be like, it's hard. And that's the problem. We all feel like these things are difficult. So you don't start. You look at it and you be like, how will I be doing this? I have children, I have other things to do. Like, how do I manage all of this? It becomes difficult for you. Like you see it as bulky thing that you can't even get a foot. Don't know how to step into it, and that is it. You just become they become complacent with where they are, and
Right.
it's a terrible thing because some of the women that suffer this, not because they don't know, or they don't they're not intellectually stable, or maybe they're incapacitated, but most of them, they missed that opportunity,
Okay.
or probably they totally dependent on their husband.
Right.
And somewhere we know we pray for life, but then sometimes life happens too.
Right.
And the man might just suddenly die. And then the woman she starts suffering.
Right.
A whole lot of them I've encountered a whole lot. Some people come to me and like I encountered one a few days ago, and I'm like, now there is more to let there's a reason there is like women need to know, need to understand that aside being a mother, you should also build for those children. So that is what Lucy, that is who Lucy is now. That person that is encouraging women to do more for themselves. Like,
Okay.
you don't have to just be a mother. You need to be more than just a mother. Yeah.
Okay. You don't just need to be a mother, you need to be more than a mother. All right. So how did you get into the space, into the online space? What did you see that motivated you to get in after learning the basics?
Okay, after learning baking, I was getting like small, small jobs. I had my first child before I did my wedding, so I
Okay.
I baked my wedding cake.
Okay. Oh,
But
wow.
then, yeah,
I wish I was there, seeing how you were cutting your own wedding cake.
my my MC was like, when he was calling people the baker, like there is this tradition in Nigeria where they call the baker to kind of talk about the cake and the design. And when I stood up, he was like, wow, so no wonder the cake is so big.
Right, right.
Yeah. So after learning that, I took up one of, as in very few jobs, and then things started changing. The cost of
Okay.
things in the markets were changing, and people are not. I don't know what they see cake as. When you tell somebody the price of a cake and they feel like it's too much, it's not just flour. You just mix flour and then and then you give it out, and I'm like, wow, really? Maybe you just buy this flour and mix yourself. So it got to that point, and then one day I was just online. One of my classmates sent me a message and was like, Lucy, have you heard about affiliate marketing? And I'm like, yes. As a matter of fact, I was an affiliate for one e-commerce store, but I had to stop because I wasn't making much from it. The commission was so small, and so he told me that, okay, this program, if you can purchase the course, it will teach you about affiliate marketing and all of that. So I was like, okay, okay, I think I'll give this a shot. And I went for it, and I started making money from it. Like, you know, the first time I got, well, the moment I started getting a lot from affiliate marketing, I started wanting more. I still wanting more. I wanted to specialize on one skill that that are really high in demand. And that was how I broke into the online space. And yeah,
And yeah,
now I'm a
we are here.
copywriter.
Yeah, so we want to find out who is a copywriter. Well, what is copywriting? I mean, what is
Well, copywriting is simply writing to sell. When people hear the first time I heard about copyright, I thought about book. That symbol, that
yeah,
yeah. So, and that's actually what people think when they hear about copywriting. But
right.
copywriting is simply writing to sell. It could be in form of Facebook ads, like the content that comes with a Facebook ad. That's a piece of copy. Then it could be emails. There are emails that most emails just want you to buy something. It may not be immediately, but then sometime they have to tell you to buy something. So that is copywriting. Then there are landing pages, websites. Like when you get to website, everything that you see on a website, that's a copy. So that is what copywriting is, just writing to sell. It's not just content. Content writing is probably you may just be writing to inform people. But when you say you're a copywriter, your major target and your goal is to sell something. You're selling something. So that is it. It's that simple. Aside the fact that when you want to dive into it, there are several aspects to it. You have to learn the basics, you have to learn the formulas, you need to learn the tricks, you need to learn the emotions and all of that. Because before people can bring out money to give to you, you need to strike a chord. You need to learn how to strike that chord. So that is what copywriting is.
Oh wow. So yeah, you've cleared that for us because copyright. Once I saw it, or once people see copyright, they're like, is it like patent or stuff on the book, all that stuff? So all right. So it's good. All right, let me just give some shout out to people that has joined us online here. So I have in here Elom Ajonolo. She says something. Jewel two. That is yeah. Take your twos. Give me some high up in there. And then Bob says, please share the link. Traditional dance says that's Abigail. Says, God bless you, boss. And Bob comes again to give a lot of clap. And then hey, Garcia Josie. He says, well done, thumbs up. Steven says, joining you from South Africa. And then Plunge Back says, exactly. Right. Thank you all for joining. Let's share the page. Let others also join us and get in there once you get online. Let us know who is online and let's share the vibe. Let's share the vibe because we are in here with the copywriter, Lucy, is all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. Right. So he was just telling us something about itself. And hey, let me tell you a secret about it. You know something? She baked her own wedding cake. All right. So diving into our topic for today, a better way to deal with motherhood. So, with your experience, what are some of the better ways we can deal with motherhood, taking into consideration all the turbulence times that we are in or that people are going through now? How does one deal with motherhood in a better way?
Okay. Um, Motherhood is a lot. I love to tell people this. When I see single people and I'm like, if you're going to get married, if you're planning to get married, you need to reserve a lot of energy for motherhood because it's a lot. Your patience will be tried, like every aspect of you will be tried.
Right.
So I was tried, man. There are days I wake up and I just sit down and cry. I just cry like this whole thing is too much for me. Like, how do I go about this? Then I figured out that one thing that makes motherhood a whole lot of more, as in it's tougher for most people when you just You're just focusing on being a mom, and then you're not you're not thinking of other aspects. You're not thinking about yourself. That's the truth. The moment you stop thinking at least a little about yourself, you start seeing it as so much to do. First of all, like the one thing I like to tell people is you need to stop you need to kiss mom guilt goodbye. I started that this year. Like throughout my first child, when she's 2 years plus now. Like for one good year I didn't go anywhere. I
Okay.
was just at home, no events, nothing. Like I was just home taking care of my child.
Oh,
I just do little of my business, and then when I became pregnant with my second child, I stopped entirely. I stopped entirely. I didn't go anywhere. Then this year I had to rethink. I had to rethink a lot of things, and this is the reason why I've decided to keep sharing with women, especially mothers. You don't have to limit yourself because you are a mom.
right,
The moment you understand that yes, you also have a life to live, it becomes easy for you. Now there are several things you can do. You okay, initially I had this, like my circle of people. I wasn't meeting new people, so I wasn't learning anything. I was just there. But the moment I decided to start reaching out to people, I came on. I think for almost 1 year, I wasn't using Facebook. Like I
okay,
left Facebook too. So, but then I decided that yes, if I'm going to be online, I need to be online fully. So
right,
eventually I started coming out. So you see several women, they don't use, the moment they give birth, you stop seeing them online. Like they probably just post picture maybe during celebration or maybe child dedication, those kind of thing. Like
yeah,
once in a while, and they post pictures. So their life, they just want to be, well, it's just me and my child.
right,
But then the first thing I feel every woman needs to do, the first step to
right,
handling motherhood well, is to first of all start thinking about yourself.
okay,
If you have a plan, if you know that you need a better future, not just for yourself too, for your children, you know, when the Bible, Proverbs 31 talks about the virtuous woman. A virtuous woman is not just the one that, like, there is a lot of qualities of the virtuous woman. There is the quality of when you wake up early in the morning, and then you prepare food for the family, for the children. And then women forget that point where the Bible also said that this virtuous woman, like, she supports her husband and make sure that he's not poor.
mm,
Now, a woman that's not doing anything, if anything happens to your husband's income, that's poverty. So, so when you start thinking of the future, when you start thinking of ways to establish yourself, ways to develop yourself, you start seeing that a lot of things you're holding on to and feeling like these things are your responsibility, you start seeing reasons to delegate them. Some people feel like if you don't wash, you're being lazy. That it doesn't make any sense. If you don't clean the house, you're being lazy. No, like if you have I read a book, and it said there is nothing more money cannot do for you. Like if you have money to be able to sort out these things, you see that they are nothing. After there are people that are there to do this manual labor so they can earn a living. Now,
right,
if you are making money, if you are thinking about your future, if you're developing yourself, you wouldn't have time to start budging about these things. you
Okay.
give them out, and then you see that you have a lesser work for yourself. Like all of these things you're seeing that heavy load on you, they begin to reduce when you see that, no, no, I'm not the one washing this clothes. This clothes, someone can wash them for me. Yeah, that is out the house. Okay, yes, you have to cook. Yeah, like every man wants the wife to cook, and I wouldn't
Hey,
even
what are
want
the
anyone.
gentlemen here? Every man wants the wife to cook. Where are you? Come into the chat area. Let me feel it.
Yeah,
All right.
like
I think
everyone wants the wife to.
this lady will support you. That Yvonne Shashuvila, all the way from Kenya. I think you will support what Lucy is saying. And then Shalita Sanders, thank you for joining us all the way from the USA. He says, Happy Sunday, everyone. And then Abigail Bote Anani says, Keep up the good work, all the way from Ghana. All right, keep it coming in, keep it coming. So, Lucy, every husband loves the wife to cook. Hmm, let's continue.
Okay, so I was talking about thinking about yourself as a mother. You need you need to you need to do better for yourself. When I mean doing better, like there's a whole lot of motherhood that you already know. You already know that you are supposed to take care of children. You already know you're supposed to take care of your home. You already know that you're supposed to care for your family. But do you know that you're supposed to care for your future? Do you know that you're supposed to develop yourself? Like there are, if a survey should be carried out, I think there should be 80% of the women that are just home doing nothing. They just want to take care, and it becomes frustrating. It becomes frustrating because no matter how much you try to hide it, deep down it becomes frustrating. Like when you have to go to your husband for everything, even like even to the tiniest thing, it's very frustrating. And I don't know who wants that life. I don't know. I actually tell people that motherhood is a lot, is a full-time job, and if anyone decides to be paid for it, it's nothing, but not me. Not me. And I wouldn't encourage anybody to just, okay, just have your title of motherhood and then you're getting paid for it. People get paid for it. They pay them salary, but to what extent? There's fulfillment in working. I don't know. I don't there is this fulfillment you get when you're doing something you love. And even if it doesn't make you like too much money, like this whole lot of money, but then there is this fulfillment you get from it. So it's that fulfillment that helps you navigate motherhood freely. It gives you an opportunity to step out of your comfort zone. It gives you an opportunity to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Like you just keep learning because you get to meet people. Recently, it was this year I decided I was going to attend conferences, I was going to attend meetings, I was going to attend social activity, and God helped me. I just got on LinkedIn and I started seeing programs, events that like two was hosted in Lagos. I volunteered for one. I attended the both of them and I met new people. There's people you learn from, you know that yes, these people are women too, they are mothers, and they're paving ways for themselves. They are in like tech. A lot of women have broken into tech and they are making a whole lot for themselves, paving ways for themselves, not just for themselves, but also for their children. Because with the skills I have, I tell people that with the skills I have, I'm not sure my children will not finish high school before they start making money. Because I make sure you don't have to wait for anybody to give you a job. You start from the young age. I read a post and the woman was talking about how she took her children to sell with her, and they just sold two book, and the boy was like, "Mom, let's go home. We've made enough money." and and they should use the profit to buy ice cream. And that's
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 their
the thing
world.
with
Yeah.
children. They don't care. Whatever they want, you have to give to them. And it will be
Exactly.
sad when your child asks you for ice cream, and then you have to say, "Oh, wait for your dad," because
Definitely.
you're not making money.
Mm.
So I feel like the most when it's been analyzed, the most problem in marriages are contributed by lack of money. When a woman will say, "I need in Nigeria you need 50,000," and you're giving 20,000, that's problem, because you feel like this can't sort all my, like, it's not half of it. The economy is bad. What would this do for me? Like, it
Yeah.
causes a lot of problem. But when you ask for 50,000 and you're giving 20, and you know that, oh, I have my money, I can supplement. Like, a lot of problem goes down.
So yeah.
When you want to take care of your children, you don't have to always wait to ask. Your
Okay.
I know there are people like, every responsible man knows he has to take care of his children, but then there are times that he may not be there, he may not be available at that point in time, and you have to take care of some things. Then one thing is, especially when the man it's no more, a lot of women are suffering from that. Like, you see them. I've seen a situation where the man was alive, they were enjoying, they were having fun, living a good life, and the moment the man died,
Everything cut.
they start from zero.
Mm.
The woman does not even, like, she didn't have an idea of the kind of business the husband was doing. She was just home. Hers was just to take care of the children and then spend money. And then when the tragedy struck, there was no more money. Money wasn't coming in from anywhere. And they had to go back to the village and started from the square one. I know most of the time this is what Nollywood portrays, but it happens in reality. But the truth is that women don't learn from this thing, and
Right.
I feel like there is need to keep saying it,
Sure.
to keep saying it. Aside the fact that you bettered children and you're taking care of them, take care of their future and your own. The moment you start taking care of your future, you are also taking care of your children. Now,
Right.
another way you can navigate a motherhood is to self-care. Care about yourself too. Care about yourself too. That is, yes, being a mom does not mean you should be lost in it all. When you start caring about yourself, you start going out, you start caring, you start learning new skills. Like, I tell women these days that the online, okay, I was listening to something and to some video or YouTube video yesterday, and the man said something, and I quite agree with. He said that if women know, like, the online spaces for them to break into, that is, the women, because they spend a lot of time at home. The fact that
Okay.
you spend a lot of time at home means that you should have at least, maybe you dedicate 2-3 hours a day to this online space. And see, you can't be let you they like women wait till they have an abundance of money to probably open a supermarket or a store or a big business. But all you need these days to open a business online is a laptop and a
Right.
good network connection, a good internet connection, and
Right.
then you have your business set online. So this
It's
is
good.
self-care. When you start learning self-care, you care for every other aspect of your life, emotionally, financially, spiritually, physically, like, all round. Every mother needs to understand this. Then another one is sharing responsibility. I said it before. You are not the only one. You're not supposed to kill yourself with all of the house chores. just to be a good mother. Learn to delegate things, give it out,
Yeah.
find people, make things easier for yourself. You did not come to this life to kill yourself because you're a mother.
Right. Let me take this one from a quick one from Stephen Amell. Stephen Amell says, "Visionary minds at work. True worth begins from motherhood. Men, we make the headlines, but the details is about them." God bless you, champion. Elon Jelolo says, "It is fulfilling for a woman to work." Thank you, sister. And then Steven comes in again and said, "As of now, some women think that a man must provide everything for the family as she sits at home taking care of all the kids or taking care of all of them." Wow, that's something else. Hey, it's getting good in here. And if you hear any sound in there, that is a mother for you. It's a mother that is talking to you. It's a motherhood at work in there. And thank you so much, Lucy. We want to take a quick commercial break, and then right after that, we'll let Lucy continue with what she's discussing. Stay around, don't go anywhere. Thank you.
Need a spark to kickstart your innovation? Looking for thought and talks to get things moving? Wondering how to navigate a future full of change and uncertainty? With the eye-opening stories of digital disruption, extreme customer centricity, organizational innovation, and global shift, our collective of speakers, MCs, and moderators will shift your perspective. Meet our speakers. For booking and interviews, contact us on 0246 054092 or send us a mail info.accessnet@gmail.com. You can also follow us on all social media channels at AccessNet Global, African Seasoned Speakers Network, influencing the next generation of Africans.
Influencing the next generation of Africans, and for that matter, our young people globally. Thank you for joining us. Yes, you are back on the Power Impact series. When today we are having Lucy Ndubuisi talking to us about dealing, a better way of dealing with mother. Oh, yes, you can see it there. Yeah. You can see it surely there. That's Lucy for you dealing with motherhood for us. Yes, so thank you for joining us. How are you doing? Yes, we've captured your mother this evening. Don't worry, that's good. Yes, she's telling her how to deal with you best way. And thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for the messages that are coming in. And Rashid Sakite Kiwa says, "Please, will you encourage women to be housewives in the name of they wanting to take care of their children at home?" So yeah, we're going to keep this question because she's going to dive in there and she's going to answer that question for you, Rashid. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming on. So, as you see, we just want to be wrapping up shortly with Lucy. She will just continue with her point she was raising or she was up to, and then she will give us some final words for the day, and then we can come in with our questions. So you can start letting your questions come in for Lucy. Right, Lucy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Benjamin. The last point, the point I was raising was sharing responsibility. I already said it. Like, you don't have to do it all. Help yourself. And this happens like when you start working, you know that I can afford to delegate all of this to people. Then you start delegating duties. It helps you, it gives you a level of freedom. And then the last one, living in the moment. You know, sometimes when people some women feel like I can't start anything because I've stayed years without doing anything. Most times they don't even know where to start. And they feel like, and even when they start, they feel like things should just, like, it doesn't happen that way. Things doesn't just start working the way you want. It takes time. Growth is sequential. It takes time. So, and if you have a growth mindset, you know that um, things does not happen once. And if you can't seem to figure it out at the first instant, you don't have to give up. You have to keep working, you have to put in the effort, and then you need to take it a step at a time.
Right.
You can't start now and you're thinking about 10 years time. Start now and take it gradually from here. That way it will help you. Yeah, and because I said this, not because Lucy said you should learn to work, learn to support your family, and then you decide to neglect your children. These things, you just have to find a way to balance this whole thing.
Right, right. Don't cry. We're here
Sorry.
with you. Oh, we are here with you. It's a better way of dealing with motherhood. Right. I just have in here. Kola Nut says, I can see your virtual assistant. All
I'm
right.
telling you. And she's
Eunice
helping me
Upon,
with the keyboard.
I tell you, Eunice Upon says, growth is certainly sequential, and that is powerful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right, right, right. So we wanted to take this question and let's see how best we can. I think if
Okay.
actually tackle it already. Rashid was saying, please, will you encourage women to be housewives in the name of they wanting to take care of their children at home? I think you've already given a bit about that. Yeah, you have all the time.
Yeah,
You can go online and learn a lot of stuff to support in
a
any way.
lot of skills. You have a lot of time. Like the fact that you are home should give you is something you should leverage on. It gives you a time. It gives you like it's you are just one step forward. Like there are skills you develop, and when you when you start earning a living from it, your husband will be shocked. Like, when did you just start doing all of this? Because the truth is, you don't need millions of money. You don't need millions. You don't need millions of naira, thousands to do this thing. Once you have access to the internet, once you have a phone, you have a laptop, you can just delve into. There is freelancing, like there is affiliate marketing, there is e-commerce, there's just a whole lot any woman can do online. Writing has been paying people. The content we see online, this people pay heavily for it. And once you are able to just pick up one skill and focus on as a woman, like, and give it your all, it will only take you time. 1 year, 2 years, and you're stable on it, and then you have a way to support yourself and your family. Okay, recently there is one lady I started following. I started following her this year on LinkedIn. She's also on Facebook. And when she shared her story with me, I was marveled. I was impressed. Like, from 3 months ago, she started teaching people. She does Air and Airbnb. That's what she
Okay.
does online,
Okay.
arbitrage. So she has been, for the past 3 months, she's been training people. That she does not even totally depend right now on Upwork or the money she makes from freelancing. The money she makes from training people is enough to sustain her. And this was something she picked passion in. And then found out that this thing can also be done online. And then some of the skills, some of the things we are interested in right now can also be done online.
Right.
And that alone, it's something everyone should leverage, especially women. I do not, as in, my it's my hope that in the coming year, by 2050, there shouldn't be a woman that is saying I'm a housewife and I'm not doing anything. It shouldn't just exist. The fact that she's a housewife is the reason why you should have something on the side. Being a housewife is not a job. It's it's not supposed to be like a job title. It's not supposed to be a job title. It's a job, but it shouldn't be your job title. Find something to support it. I would never encourage anybody, no matter how young you are, I can never encourage you to be a complete housewife.
A complete housewife. So maybe a partial one will do, but the partial one comes in with you doing something on with something online, which will take that partiality to the full housewife kind of job activity. But then you can do something else. There's so much. So I hear and I see Kola Nut all the way from the northern part of Ghana saying things don't become or work overnight. It takes time, dedication, and perseverance. These are the keys. Thank you so much, Lucy. And that is it. And Plant Parks also say men too have to support their wives. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
sure, sure.
Jules Garcia says, my wife and I, we are one. I don't support her. I support us. Hmm, that's cool.
Mm.
That's good. Right. So Jules Garcia and the wife run a dental clinic in Accra. So
Wow,
yeah, you meet
wow,
both of
that's
them in the
amazing.
dental. You meet both of them in the dental clinic. Jules is doing the commercial, is doing the marketing, and then the wife, Abina, is managing the dental clinic. So they support
Wow,
us.
that's super. That's I
They
love
support us.
that. I love that.
Yes. Okay, Bob says, I think when both partners have values in life and bring it on the table, they both complement each other. For me, I
True,
don't
true.
believe in the housewife thing because I help us in doing all things. Okay, okay, okay. All right, so it's
Right,
getting
right.
interesting here and it's lovely here. It's getting so beautiful. Thank you so much. So that's music for you. So, what are your last words you want to share with us on our topic for
Mm.
today? Ah, a
Okay.
better way to deal with motherhood. You have some experience you want to share with us.
It was quite an experience. And the fact that it took me time, don't know much time, but I still feel like it took me time. And that is why I'm trying to see that no matter where you are as a mom, you can always begin. Do not see the fact that you have spent maybe 6 years doing nothing, 10 years doing nothing. Like I have a friend I recently met online. She about a few months ago she turned 50.
Okay.
I could not believe it because she was looking so young.
Oh,
She just started her journey online,
okay.
and like she started her copywriting, freelancing. She's an author, and she started all of this year, and she's 50.
Wow.
So you see, you've not lost anything yet. As long as you're living, you've not lost anything yet.
That's right.
I've seen
Right.
authors that there are some of them I follow on YouTube, and they are over 80
Wow.
and they are still writing, they are still doing things.
Still going.
And so yeah, they're still going. So no matter where you are, you can always start. And one thing, we don't have the strength. It's God that gives us the grace. And if you are a Christian, you believe in God, you need to constantly talk to God about it. There is Proverbs 31 is always my reference
That's right.
scripture. It has a whole lot embedded in it. Like if you follow it from verse 10, you see, like if you follow each verse of it from verse 10, it has a message it's speaking to you as a woman. So aside the fact that you have your duty as a mother, as a wife, you have a contribution to make to your husband financially, because like times are too hard for just one person to shoulder all of the responsibilities. So if you both of you are working together, it makes it a whole lot of easy. If both of you are bringing something, it makes it easier for you to be able to manage the home. So yeah, pray to God, ask for grace, and then start from where you are.
Mm.
um don't don't limit yourself. Do not limit yourself to any. Be open. One thing I've learned is growth mindset. Be open to learning any and everything, even if you feel like you don't need it at this point in time. It will help you. I tell people that being versatile is good, because you don't know which will pay your bill. So once you have the opportunity, please learn. Once you have the opportunity to learn, do so. Don't limit yourself, and utilize YouTube. Oh God, I beg you, please use YouTube. YouTube is a university. Like, you go there, you go to school, you graduate on YouTube. You just use your internet, and that is it. Those are my
That is
final
it.
word. I
Is that
hope
fun?
it helps.
Here's a hope. Someone was saying, "What motivates you and what keeps you going?" Mm, 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 mm,
The fact that I don't want to experience poverty, you know, do you know, do you know what poverty does to you? Like, it shrinks you, it cages you, and then puts you at a spot. The
right.
fact that I do not want, like, like I said in my bio, I wasn't born with a silver spoon, but then I'm doing my best to make sure that I get one for my children, and then the people that depends on me. So, and my husband, like, be a strong support to my husband. That motivates me. If, like, I don't know, I feel somehow when my husband is the only one shouldering all of the responsibility. I have nothing to contribute. And in future my children have nothing to learn from me. I don't know,
Right.
that would be total failure. So all of this motivates me. The fact that I already have children that I need to help, I need to teach the right things to do, especially when it comes to financial management. This motivates me. Yeah. Um, I think that
Yeah, 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 yeah. Sorry for the good part. We back in here. We back in here. Oh. And what you were saying? That, hey, you don't want your children to lose anything by not learning anything from you in
yeah,
future. Yeah. That's it. That is it. That's beautiful. Right. So thank you so very much. It has been a wonderful time having you here on the Power Impact series. I'm sure this is not going to be your first and last time. You're definitely going to come back again because hey, we need
yeah.
to dive, we need to do a part two of this. We need to dive deeper and further into this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So interesting. We're back in here, Jules. We're back here. So thank you so much. Let me hear and let me see any last comments that we have in here for Lucy. But before we do that, I think our hashtag already should come. Get me the hashtag that you've been able to get for today. Let me have the hashtag that you've been able to take. You can start dropping in your hashtag for today's episode. Yeah, let me have your hashtag. Let me have it. So what you normally do is that we get hashtags for the episode. So let me see what people
Okay.
were able to get for today, based on what they were able to gather. Okay, let's see. Who's having something in there? Who's having it? Hmm. All right. So before I drop the hashtag, Elom Ajololo say growth mindset. God bless you. A closed mind cannot achieve anything. An open mind always makes you appreciate the value of networking and exchanging great ideas for growth. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Elom. So let's see. Pa, 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 ra, pa. Okay, I have one in there. One Bob says parenting goal. And we also have in here the hashtag for today. You can always start. It doesn't matter where you are.
Hmm.
You can always start.
Oh,
Yeah.
start. That's nice.
Okay. Hectora says that be open. Be open. Yes. Keep the hashtags coming because everyone got something. Yes. Yeah, Shalita Sanders says yes. Ah, we hit it in there. We hit it in there. Mackenzie says nice one. Okay. And Bob comes in again and says you can always start. You can always start. Doesn't matter where you are. You can always start. All right. So a quick one before we go off. So thank you so much, Lucy. It's a wonderful time coming
Thank
onto the Power
you.
Impact Series, all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. I. And it was a wonderful time having you here. We're definitely going to have you again very soon. All right. So thank you for joining. And you know it, sponsored of this section or this part is proudly brought to you by Cyber Bells. You can come and go without having any cyber tips. So today we have the cyber tips. Or what we're going to talk about today is dumpster diving attack. So one may ask, what is that dumpster diving attack? So dumpster diving attack is a type of cyber attack made possible by searching through victims' trash or a target's trash or trash bin. Now, this is what the bad guys do. What they're doing is that they go into your trash from your offices, from your home, and they are able to scan through it and pick certain things that you see as trash. Now, some of these things that these people are able to pick from the, the garbage can or the garbage bin are phone numbers of family members. Sometimes you might write the family numbers or family members' number on a sheet of paper, on a sticky note, on a notepad, and probably after you finish using it, you just discard it or you throw it into the trash bin. These bad guys can go in there and find the numbers of family members, friends, customers, business associates from the trash bin. They can also find in there access codes, passwords written on papers or sticky notes or notepad that you just discarded them into the trash bins. They can also find credit card and bank account details in the trash bin. They can also find blueprints of product designs. They can also get hold of printed drafts of business plans or mock-up pictures or ideas that you have or you've received or you've been able to imagine and then you've written them on papers. They can find these things in your trash bin. They can also make a way or see or find calendars, to-do lists of previous days, of upcoming events, of things you're planning to do in some months or in some days to come. They can find them all in your trash bin. And also they can find CDs, they can find DVDs, they can find other portable storage devices from your trash bins by you throwing them or putting them in the trash can. They can go in there, and you might think that it's a messy situation or a messy circumstance, or but they will go in there, and in that mess, they can come up with something that they can use to hurt you or they can use to attack your organization or company. Sometimes they might find the Wi-Fi name and then the access code in there, and they can use that one to attack the organization. They can also sometimes find some valuable stuff in there that you might not have an idea about. You might just have written it, and after writing it, you just use it for what you wanted to use it for, and after close of work, you just dumped it in the trash bin. And once it goes out, these people go in there and they scavenge through it. They ransack through it. They get these things, they stick them back, put them together, and it becomes a meaningful weapon for them to use to attack you. So ways and means to get rid of all these things happen, or better ways to handle these things, is better off you shredding all these pieces of papers than just folding them and throwing them in the trash bin. You can shred them all out, and in that way, it's going to become a bit difficult for these attackers to put them together and retrieve all the necessary sensitive information that they can use against you. They can come out from the trash bin with confidential documents that you might not have idea about. So the next time you think of doing that, throwing away that paper from your desk into your trash bin, shred it, and that will be a good point for you. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a wonderful time on the show. It is a wonderful time having Lucy sharing with us better ways to deal with motherhood. Have a wonderful week, and as I always say, dreams are in levels. Make sure you get to the top level of your dream. So we'll meet same time next week. My name is Ambassador Benjamin Oswans, and I want to say thank you, thank you for joining us. Thank you for making time with us. See you same time next week. Have a wonderful